little DJ Rico in the background there a little bit. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for showing up to the background there a little bit.
Where's the echo?
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for showing up.
Who's got it open?
I think it might have been Jason, or was it you, Paulie?
I think it was Jason. He's muted. That Jason guy. That guy.
What? Do you hear anything? It was Paulie.
What?
Anyways, thanks everybody for showing up to the Nocturnal Feeding Show after the Crafted Ed Show. We're here to talk about fish.
You said Crafted Ed.
Awesome.
It's just Crafted Ed.
I call it
you
something.
Crafted Ed.
I like Crafted Ed.
No, it's
how about Cracked Ed?
Listen, it's Crafted
Crackhead.
Crackhead.
I say crackhead.
You big shit.
Well, yeah, I can't really call you little.
Not in any way.
That ain't what she said. But anyways.
Yeah, we're in the hallway.
We'll just hang out till about 11:30 or so and talk about fish and whatever else comes up. If you all have any questions in chat, just put them in there and we'll get to them.
Awesome. Eduardo would like to know, who are we feeding tonight?
Who are we feeding?
He said, who are we feeding tonight?
I'd like to be fed.
Nocturnal Feeding
I'm
Show.
drinking.
I'm
but drinking.
Now I'm
That's
on
a
water.
new segment I'm doing, is having people send me like weird or foods from their area or foods that they find very gross. It has to be, like legitimate food items. They're going to send those to me and I'm going to eat them on stream. So whatever they send me, that's a legitimate food item. That's not like if somebody just sends me something in a baggie, okay, I'm not going to eat that. But if they send me something that's,
Will you eat dirt?
Or what's that?
We eat dirt?
Is that a legitimate food item?
It's for worms.
They just discovered that up to 40% of dirt is fungus.
Interesting.
So they went from 500 different known types of fungi to, I think they said they've identified over 5,000 in the last year and a half. And they think it's much, much more.
You can make a nice mushroom sauce out of that.
That's crazy.
That's our future.
But all right, we're going to go off the participants list here to say the hellos. We got Craig's Catfish Cave, Amazon Research Center, Dr. Awesome, Barbara Jackson, Benjamin Peters, Chris Aquazone, Daniel Velez, Dennis Christian, First Class Fish, Curl Kitty, Coro Works, Linda Worth, LJ Shrimp, Master Aquatics, also known as Eddie, Monster Fish Gal, Only Oscars, Silver Creek Aquatics, Stephen White, the Nano Aquarium Guy, and Whips World and Xana Doo. What's up?
We can play D&D right now.
I was going to say, roll for initiative.
I don't feel like being killed tonight. The threat of being killed. It gives me a lot of stress.
Big dragging out. That's crazy.
Chris is my new dungeon master, and he's been amazing. I got a new hat this week.
Oh, that's cool.
It is cool.
Got
And a
new
guy's
what?
making me goggles.
You got a new hat?
Yeah, I'm playing a Drow, a dark elf.
Yeah.
And he has a hard time with the sun. So a guy discovered me and is making me a great big hat, and then he's going to be making me some goggles.
Like a great big, like a sombrero? Like great big hat?
I'm thinking more of like a really cool, oh gosh, not a Ferraro,
Fedora.
help me.
Fedora.
Oh,
Fedora.
I was
Like one of
thinking
those,
like that 80s hat with the flaps on the back, that were so popular.
Do you
with
shank
little
it, Pete?
holes for the ears to pop out of.
It was just a baseball cap, but it had the 2 flaps on the back to cover your
Oh
neck.
yeah.
And then
Oh,
you
yeah.
wear the glasses
Like-
that it had the leather sides to cover up
The
the
Mackenzie
Wham
brothers
would
didn't
wear.
they wear
Yeah,
that?
you could have one
Wham
of
wore
those
those.
Lawrence of Arabia hats, Ed.
Or the Sherlock Holmes hat where it's got the.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's it.
Nah,
That's the one.
gotta get him the Elmer Fudd hat.
Yeah.
I want something cooler, like how Dennis
Now we-
wears
now we
his hat.
quiet.
Oh, that hat. Yeah, listen, that hat's pretty cool.
It is.
And that hat,
Dennis
he
is
wears that
a
in
cool
person,
guy.
and it looks just as good as the pictures it does in real life.
Oh yeah. I was trying to remember who you were
Scuba-
thinking. I'm like, oh no, I remember.
Scuba Steve, I want to thank you for the $1.99 chat at the very end. I'm sorry I missed it. And
No,
thank
he's
you, dude.
not.
I really appreciate it.
See you, Dr. Anthony.
Bye, Doc Amp.
The doctor has left the building.
Dapper Dennis says a pork
Yeah.
pie hat. Isn't that what you're wearing there, Dennis? Isn't that what that one's called? Is that the pork pie?
I've got a couple of pretty cool hats in the other room I could put on, but they'll
Wow.
make my head hot. I used to wear cool hats in the wintertime in Missouri, but here it's just so stinking hot all the time.
I honestly
know,
don't.
Those hats are good for when it's like below freezing and they keep your head nice and warm. But when the temperature's like always 55 or hotter, I sweat in them.
I don't remember the last time I wore a hat. Hoods with my jacket in the wintertime, but a hat, I honestly don't remember the last time I wore a hat.
We have a
This is the last
question
time I
in
wore one.
the chat.
I see that from Mr. White.
A large fest of them.
What's a jewel?
I'm
It's
guessing a jewel cichlid.
The Jill
So
Cichlid?
he says, I have a 125 gallon tank with 3 large savrums, a large festum, jewel cichlid, Jack Dempsey, and a couple Synodontis cats. He would like to add a couple Oscars or Viejas after he grows them out in the 75 grow tank. Which combo do you think would be the best in the big boy tank?
I'd go Viejas. The Oscars and the Dempseys, I don't think are going to mix.
I was gonna say I think that would be the problem there, or the jewel cichlid too, in the Oscars.
Yeah.
That'd be cool
Is
with
it a what is that? An African jewel cichlid or one of the South American ones, or the Central American ones?
Oh, I know they were all African.
Well, no,
I know they're-
Hemichromis is a jewel cichlid, and I think there's also a Central American cichlid with a common name, jewel cichlid. Let me
I
look it
think
up.
that's true.
So, to me, I would, from what I know about the Oscars and the Viejas, the Oscars are slow and dopey, right? They like to chill until they feel threatened. A Viejas will move quick, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I'd go with the Viejas because it's a Central American fish. And so is the Dempsey. That's just me. I don't think the Oscars would fare too well with the Dempsey. Dempsey. That's why they call him a Jack Dempsey. They're kind of aggressive fish.
Kinda. They're
Kinda.
like.
I'm being.
People that don't
I mean,
know,
they
Jack
only
Dempsey
named
was
him
a
after
boxer.
like one of the heavyweight boxers of the world, like champions of the world.
I'm trying to be nice.
It's an African jewel.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
so that'd be a hemichromis. So they can be very territorial, especially if there's a pair of them. They'll take on fish 3 times their size.
I
Yeah,
was about to
and
say, well, at least they're small.
No, but they'll win.
Festivums and Severums can be pretty nasty too with each other. They're like angels.
Yeah.
And Discus, they
Yeah,
get
he'd
pretty.
be a good person to answer that would be Kenny.
Kenny E. Speaking of Kenny E, I'm
My
wearing his
friend.
hoodie.
Is
Yeah,
Kenny E here?
Bullets.
Oh.
I don't know, but I'm wearing his hoodie.
Oh, I thought he was wearing his hoodie.
You've got one of the few of those, right?
Yup. Last time I remember was the only one.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, because that's a screwy combination. You know,
That is a weird combo, and that's a hard one because you already have stuff that would probably not be cool with each other.
yeah.
But it's 125 gallon tank, right? So it's a big tank.
If you got a lot of hides and
Yeah.
whatever, a lot of
That's,
places that they can
You know,
set up their own
breaking
territories.
breaking the views and stuff. I don't know, man. I can't tell you 'cause I don't have any of them fish.
And just have a ready backup plan, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Whatever
a big
you
thing.
do, ready backup plan.
I think the big thing is the 125. Everybody's probably got their territory staked out, right? And then you're going to add those other fish that are going to be somewhat territorial. Everybody's going to have to fight for new territory. So,
And even if you would reconfigure the tank, they're all going to fight in some sort of way.
yeah, it's going to be now whether they can establish their own little like strongholds. Like I was doing I got a bunch of like fire mouse with some geophagus and stuff like that, and some festivums and angels and stuff like that. And they got a little pushy. Like I was thinking I might have to separate some of the fire mouse just because they're in that's a 55. But they gotta stake out their own place, you know what I mean? And if one gets too close, then they chase them.
As much as I like cichlids, they can be SOBs. So you got to watch them. You can't mix certain cichlids with each other because if they look too similar, they'll just beat the crap out of each other, even if they're different species. Especially the Central Americans. The Central Americans tend to be on the aggressive side.
So only Oscars is, trust me, she has a load of Oscars. She has a lot of them. She's saying she went and add them. And then Monster Fish Guy, I do believe, have the Viejos. So they could be
They will
pretty.
fight and kill too. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I feel like
They're-
Ben Ochard had some of those too that were super, super aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hard one.
I'm telling you, I have Festum that is super aggressive. Like that dude is no joke.
I
I
don't
have
have
a
any
red
cichlids,
devil
so-
that's not very aggressive at all. It just likes to spit sand on all the other fish.
And honestly, what it comes down to, it may not work for a lot of people, but it could work for you. We say that a lot in this hobby, and I can tell you,
Right.
some of the fish that I've had together in the past, other people said hasn't worked, but it has worked. It just depends on the personality of that fish.
Fish, yeah.
Yeah, right. And the tank and like a whole bunch of things, man. Yeah. So try it and have a backup plan.
Well, I keep angelfish with my discus, and everybody says, well, what are you doing? The discus take the food right out of the angelfish mouth.
Yeah, right.
I've had them together, or I used to keep them together too. And I never had any
He's got a
problems with
piece
them.
one. Like my festivum was attacking all my angels, killed the other festivums. I'm pretty sure he runs the tank he's in now. He was a mean guy, man. He's a awesome looking fish.
I hate mean fish.
But now that he's like the only one in the tank, he's kind of cool. He really didn't like the other
Eat
one.
size tank.
It's a 55.
Mm.
I gotta
Doesn't
upgrade
it
that.
suck?
55, yeah.
No, it sucks having just one fish in a tank.
Oh yeah.
It does. The next question, I have not used a lot of these medicines. Will Prozi Pro take care of both the common parasites that cause fish to flash?
That would be probably flukes causing the flash, gill flukes,
Gill flukes.
or the other thing that can cause them to flash too is ick, because ick attacks their gills first. Hey man, I have a water sitting over here. I have Prozi Pro sitting here, right here. Look at this. I need my reading glasses because this is like microscopic.
And also, they have gotten no new fish and have no idea why that's happening.
All right, so Prozi Pro will treat flukes, tapeworms, flatworms, Tubularians. Yeah, so if it's flukes that are causing it to flash, then yes, Prosy Pro will take care of it.
Vibes is here.
What's up, Vibes? I would start with Prosy. It's not a bad place to start.
Or you could use General Cure.
It's kind of like the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Prosy's in there, but there's other things in it. So,
Yeah, it's Prosy and Metro or whatever it is. Yeah.
so it's kind of like if you're not sure, it'll take care of a lot of stuff.
Right.
Whip says his Jaguar is a jerk face.
Kenny's here. He might have some feedback on that other question.
Kenny.
And
Can you?
yeah, should we just throw Kenny a link?
No,
He-
no, he'll laugh too much.
He hasn't.
Oh.
Kenny, look at this comment here, and then that part, and then this part, and I know you would have some good feedback on this.
From this part.
Yeah, because that's some big boy stuff there. Is anyone kept the Black Prince G'day? Why is
I
that
have not.
so familiar?
No,
I think those are the
Black
ones that.
Prince.
No, are those the ones that Vinay just got? No, those aren't
Skull.
Skull.
yeah, Skull probably has them, but he's not here.
Speaking of Skull, he sent me an email on this. I
Because
think it was
he's been doing a lot of G'dayids.
Oh yeah, for
I
quite some time.
just have Amika Splendens and the
G'day.
Pekka.
Yeah, I have the.
I never did finish what I was gonna say. I'm gonna put G'dayids, I think, in this tank.
You did say that.
Oh, never mind.
That'd
Oh,
be-
look at these things.
Because it's unheated and it would be good in the cold water. I think is
Yeah.
what you said.
That's okay. You can tell us again though.
Yeah.
Just
Which
a
one do you
reminder.
want to put in there, Ed?
We need a reminder. Which ones do you have? Which G'dayids do you
Ed,
have?
what good G'dayids you going to put in there?
Scientific name only.
Yeah, I know.
And say it 10
Something
times,
or others.
and say it 10 times fast, Ed.
right.
Not gonna happen. I'm looking up these Black Prince G'dayids.
I've never done new gays.
There's a
or long
G'dayid
gays.
I really love that Mitch Broomer has, and it's white and pink, and it is amazing. It is so cool. It's like got a purple or a pink skin and then white pearl scales, and it is just, I think it's the prettiest, one of the prettiest fish I've seen.
Huh.
Darn
I do
it.
like the ones I have. There are a lot of, I like the live bears, and these ones are just the right speed, right? They're not like guppies where you're just overwhelmed in a month and a half. They're just the right speed. You're still getting your fry, but it's manageable.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with the colors on those, whatever, the Xenoteca Dowderize we have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they once they got settled in, I mean that they're red and blue, and it's just like even the females have some nice color.
I'm trying to remember. Those are the sunset ones,
They're
or the
they're,
firecracker.
they're like a red split fin.
Okay.
There's another species, Eiseneye, but they got the back third is on the males is red, and then they have a blue, like somebody took a paintbrush and did the lateral line in like a turquoise blue.
Mine are orange. They're not red. They're orange. I don't know how old they are. I got them last October from Alishon, but they're very, it's a very clear blue and orange instead of red. But they're still the Xenotoca Doidry, San Marcos, I believe, right?
Yeah,
San Marcos.
San Marcos.
San Marcos.
I got some of them off of somebody. They're doing pretty good right now.
There's those ones that were like the red, white, and
Yeah, they're almost like
Blue
red, white,
ones.
and blue.
there's another one that was like that though.
But hey,
Maybe they're San Marcos. Maybe I'm confusing them.
Jason, you should get some of them. They like blackbeard algae.
Do they?
Oh yes.
Mm.
They don't like hair algae. At least
No.
they don't touch mine because that tank has way too much.
No, they there was a little outbreak of blackbeard in the on some of the rocks, and when I first put them in there, they cleaned it all off.
What is this?
Something. Gudaiad?
Yeah, the Gudaiad.
The San Marcos ones.
Yeah, those are nice. I have the San Marcos and the tequilas.
I have two different types of San Marcos ones. They're two different types, so you got to go by their Latin name, because one's like silver and yellow, and the other one is black, green, red, and red. Black, blue, and red. And
Black,
green.
blue, and
And red.
mine are like a pepper color on most of their body, males and females, and then the males have the blue and the orange. I don't have red. Mine are orange.
Keith is now selling fish.
Who?
KJ.
KJE.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
and I-
has, right? Just,
He always was selling like some stuff, like just okay. I think it was like he has like the sword tails he does, and I think he does some.
Well, he has a lot of care species fish, and he was in the auction last year. So
Yeah.
Yep.
a lot
he
of
was
good
the
days
one.
too.
He
Lot of
was
good
the one. He was the one with the Black Prince G'days. Now I think of it. Yeah, first
Because it's
class.
telling
Yeah.
me to go to him to look for him, but the page won't load.
Yeah,
It,
you might
it
not
was,
have him up there at the moment.
it was.
Well, everything's
it was Keith.
black.
It was Keith.
Eduardo said he's going to bed, but he can't wait till July 1st to meet you guys at the ACA. Where's that at?
So it's not the ACA. So on July 1st, the CCY in York is holding a picnic / swap.
When is this?
July 1st.
July 1st.
It's a picnic / swap. That's hard to say together.
Picnic
A
/ swap.
Swipnik.
Swipnik /
it's a
snot.
Swicknick. It's a Swicknick. But yeah,
Swapnik.
Swapnick. Swicknick or Swapnick. But yeah, that's what's going on July 1st in York, PA.
Well, I know that Eduardo is going to the ACA in Madison because he won that weekend trip with
Yeah, with
Roxy.
Foxy. So his plan is to come
Oh,
up
yeah.
here for that and then go over to that one.
When he said that, I was thinking like I just thought he meant the Aquarium Club of Lancaster.
And hey, Jason, how far is Watkins Glen from you, roughly? 3 hours, 4 hours, 5?
I'm trying to remember. I'll Google it. But if I remember, that's kind of a bit of haul. That's like northwest, right?
No,
Or maybe I'm
it's,
thinking the wrong way.
well, it might be, yeah, northwest of you. Yeah. Not too far west.
You're talking about New York, right?
Yeah. Watkins Glen. That's the only one I know of.
Okay. 3
Isn't there a
hours
big
and 40
flea
minutes.
market there?
What's that?
Almost 4 hours.
It's the racetrack, Watkins Glen racetrack.
Oh, I thought there was a giant flea market there.
It's
There
on one
might
of the
be.
Finger Lakes. Yeah, okay.
It's at the south end of which one's?
Oh my God, Dee Dee just
Seneca.
asked me to do something.
Oh,
Lake
Because
Seneca?
Where
TJ Autocross is going to be there, and we were trying to get a few people to do a hangout. I think it's the last week in August. I always forget the damn date.
Is he going to be racing?
He is going to be racing.
Oh, that would be cool to
Oh.
watch too.
After he wanted to just spend the day, maybe like the Saturday or something. I can't remember the day, and hang out, go to go get something to eat. Just spend the day. Just one day. Watkins Glen is a
August
nice area
15th?
too. I don't remember the
Yeah,
exact. date,
I mean, I don't know. I'll think about it. 4-hour drive. It's a little bit of haul.
It's
It'd probably
about
be 16 for me.
it's 4 for me too, because it's like the very bottom. We're almost due north though.
Ed, send Keith an email at kjeaquatics@gmail.com. Can somebody write that down for me so I can remember?
what's that?
Dee Dee wants me to send Keith a email to order some corridor. Oh, I don't want to order Corey's. I want to see if he has any
Yeah, I think that's what you meant. Just email him
Oh,
about the black prints.
Oh, she just ordered corridors for him because I have $100 gift card from him still
Oh wow.
that I got from. I think I got it from Beck's first stream ever. It was donated by Dr. Anthony, and I wanted the plants in this tank. I waited almost a year for him to restock on Nano Petite, so I never ordered it. And then I finally bought Nano Petite on my own and started raising it myself. And now I got $100 just to have fun with.
Mm.
Perfect.
He does
So I
have
wish
a
I could
bunch
find
of
out what
plants.
these look like.
Tons of plants.
Yeah, but I'd rather have cichlids or goodids.
Godaids.
He,
I wish
he
I could
has
see what
quite a
these
few different
blacks
ones
look
too. I
like.
believe he sort of specializes in them.
He had some. I remember that.
And Ed,
He's talked about it.
If I remember, he entered those black princes in the Clash, and he won that category because obviously it was like the only one.
Oh yes,
Well,
yeah.
if you strike out with Keith, try Skull. He's got a boatload of them.
Yeah.
well, I've
and I
already
think-
got an
Go ahead.
order with him going because I ended up with one oddball Godaid that somehow got put in with all of Carrie Seinscal's guppies. And I was watching them for her, and I was watching them all get eaten by this one Godaid. He ate all 20 of Rico's guppies and ate all 9 of my shrimps.
What did?
Aggressive
What ate
dude.
him?
Those are guppies
Nobody
from the Clash.
knows it. Yeah, it was his pond guppies. It's a Godaid. It's about this big. I've sent a picture to him, and he said he has them, I think. But apparently they weren't the same ones that Lefty brought. So I don't know how a Godaid got dropped into my bucket of fish. If somebody was just
miracle.
walking by and thought it'd be funny, or what,
And-
because it wasn't colored up at all.
And
And it was a
surprising
lot
it was
smaller.
able to eat, guppies, because some of those female guppies are pretty good sized.
Godaids
Well,
aren't known to be, predators. They usually tend more to eating like algae and like little stuff, not other fish.
Well, he's a bigger guy, and some of them are fin nippers and stuff, but he would just kill them and eat a chunk of them. He's about this big now. I mean, he's almost 2.5 inches. He's almost like a trout Godaid.
Take a picture of it.
Godaid. I did yesterday, and it doesn't look so hot. Let me go see if I can get a good picture today. I'll be right back.
Why not?
Do it up. Time after time.
Time after time.
That's all I was waiting for, Jason. Thank you. That's all I was waiting for the whole time. That's all I needed.
Best discus. I don't. Dr. Anthony ain't here.
I don't have
Depends on the size of the tank, how heavy it's planted, and how many fish are in the tank. That thing, that's a 120. It's heavy planted, and it's a community tank. I judge the water usually 10 days, 10 days, because I'm not breeding in there. And I usually do like a 20 to 30% water change when I do it. And it's straight out of the tap. I just dechlorinate it. I don't age my water. And they seem to do fine. But as I told Skipper, my water company's changing water sources.
Uh-oh.
They're going. So they were pulling the water from the Cape Fear River, and now they're going to an aquifer, and it's going to be an RO supply. But the problem is they have to purge all the lines. So they're running all sorts of crap down the lines on these to descale them and get whatever residues growing in there, because they were treating the water with chloramines. Now they're going to go chloride. So they have to rotor all these lines. So I did a 50% change on all my tanks.
Yeah, you're about to have an issue. Or
Well,
what?
what I'm going to do is I can hold. They said it should be done within 10 days. So I did it right before the day before they did the switch over. So I'm hoping that I can get away with not doing
Waiting like
water
2 weeks
change.
or something, yeah, 3 weeks or
Yeah.
something.
And if I have to, I'll go to Walmart. I got a couple of 5-gallon tubs, and I'll just go to they do. I guess it's RO water. I'll just go there and I have like 4 or 5-gallon tubs, water jugs, and I'll just go over there, fill them up with water, and do smaller changes with that.
It's filtered water.
Yeah, well, what it's just doesn't have all the crap in it.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, but hopefully, like I said, I drained almost all my tanks down 50% or more,
Wow.
and refilled them all. So with the water they've been used to, so and just in time for me to buy more discus.
There you go.
They have a question for you, Deps.
I don't know, actually. I don't know how it's doing. Some of it's died back, and I expected that, but I don't know if it's growing. I don't know if it's just I don't know. I don't know anything about this stuff. Does it grow roots? How does it? I did put some substrate in one of the tanks because I'm like, all right, well, I think it needs some substrate. Oh yeah, look at that.
No, that's one of the split fins. Hold on, let me look.
The water's mixed up because he was hiding behind the sponge filter. Well, I thought he was hiding in the Anubius, but I thought he was in the sponge filter. But he has the tail's actually a lot more red than what's showing. But he has like 2 black spots and then a red tail. And
That
he's
might
kind
be
of
that.
angled. He's actually longer than that.
I'm looking.
That's a nice G'day, though.
It's a
But
nice
the
looking
short answer
grenade.
is, I don't know about the sea lettuce. Stay tuned, I guess.
Now, is that seagrass like algae?
No, it's called sea lettuce, and it's like a macroalgae, yeah. But it's more like it's like a leaf. It's why they call it lettuce, I guess. But I don't
Hey, would you
know.
guys mind if I
I
got
bought
some
it in a
tea real
barrel.
quick?
You're good at. Yeah, 'cause I
Came in like
remember
a jar, whatever I call it. I kept calling it a barrel. But
it came in a jar like a tissue culture did, right?
no, like pickles, like that kind of jar.
Oh,
Except it was plastic. And it was I bought it off a bulk resupply. It was meant for saltwater tanks. People put them in their refugiums, sumps, and then they're supposed to get at drawing out nutrients. But they supposedly can thrive pretty well in brackish environments too. So that's why I put them. I have some in my saltwater tank. I have some in my brackish tanks, and it's been a little while now, a couple of months I think since I've had them. Some of it's died back. Some of it's still green. So I guess that's all right.
yeah, I don't know much about that stuff.
I don't know if it floats. I don't know if it's a floater, if it roots. I don't know. Guess I should do a little research, huh? I'll do it first thing we Google right now.
Hi, Bruiser.
While you're doing that, I want to talk about the auction. So normally it's the second Saturday of the month, but this week has been kind of crazy because of the holiday and birthdays. So I looked at the calendar. I was like, "Oh crap, we ain't got a lot of time to prep because we got so." I know I got so caught up in everything, and then there's also a fish event going on that day at. Oh man, it's the Aquatic Expo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's in
tonight,
Charlotte.
yeah, this evening it was decided to do it October 7th October. Jesus.
October. Wow.
It's about time for bed. Yeah, June 17th. If you're interested in participating, I'll put the email in the chat. I'll go over some of the rules real quick. If you're interested in participating, you need to know how to ship fish for one. If you've never done it, I would not do that because, to me, like I've never shipped fish before, so I'm not going to enter until I know what I'm doing. Because you're trying to give a good quality fish out to people. That's the whole point behind it. But if you're interested in participating in the auction, I'll put it in the chat here. Just send us an email. We'll get in contact with you, and we can go from there.
I would like to humbly request that as soon as you decide to change, that you let me know, because
Yeah, I forgot today. I did. I'm
because
sorry.
I schedule with other people for the focus on Saturday nights at the same time, and then I have to scramble to. Oh no, we can't, because I'm obviously not going to stream at the same time you do the auction. I mean, we've talked about that plenty of times.
I did. I totally forgot today.
Just so I don't, because I
Yeah.
scheduled somebody for that Saturday, but it's not a big deal. There's plenty of time for me to rearrange, but just keep me in mind if you would, please, so that I can redo it.
Ed, take a look at this. Is that the fish?
I don't think so, because it doesn't have any blue, and the red is only on the end of the tail.
It might be a San Marcos.
And that tail looks really yellow too, doesn't it? Is it just
Yeah,
the
this
color
has
on
got
there?
a lot of yellow. I just did a search on Select Aquatics. So that's Greg Sage, and that's what he's showing. That's about the closest I could find to that fish.
Ooh, that's nice.
This is my favorite fish I own. She was waiting for me to give her some food, so I gave him some food real quick. But this is my baby Bisher.
Nice.
I would love
Jack
to have
show.
that.
Yeah, those are cool. I like
Yeah,
Bishers.
now my other ones are a lot bigger.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of like stuff like that, like rope fish, but Bishers are cool. I wouldn't get a rope fish. I would get a Bisher though.
Well, Bruiser, thanks for jumping in and saying hello. I hope that migraine goes away. Those are
Oh yeah.
Migraines suck.
All right, here, check this out. Sea lettuce is a common seaweed found attached to rocks and other surfaces, using a small holdfast or living in rock pools. If it has become detached, detached fronds can continue to grow and create large floating colonies. So there we go. It can float and it attaches to stuff. And humans can eat it. And it's people grow them in refugiums and saltwater tanks because they're really good at nutrient uptake, and a lot of herbivorous fish will eat it. So I guess they grow for food and for.
Well, what fish do you have in that tank with them? They ain't nipping at it, are they?
No, I have my my Cyanodorsalis, my pseudomugals. That's the only thing in there. Well, I got 2 tanks that each have like 2 colonies. Let's put it that way.
I'm looking at these. I'm just looking at a bunch of images of the Xenotocas and the Doi Dry, San Marcos, and really mine don't look like most of these that I'm seeing.
I know, that's the problem, is by going by their location is not the way to identify good daids, because they've pulled a lot of fish out of those different locations. So you actually have to have the name instead of the location.
But
They have every good daid has 2 names. It has the location where it was found, because it doesn't have a home anymore.
That's
and then it has the family or the fish.
Yeah. But
and so like when we say
dry, right, is the name of the fish.
But there's like 3 different types of those found from 3 different locations.
Well, you have Eisenai. They all used to be classified as Eisenai, and then when they did genetics on them, Then they went to Datarai. So Datarai is the newest species. Because all these fish that look like the red split fins were all classified as one species, and now they've got Eisenai and Datarai, and there's some overlap with them. If you want, they can if they come from bodies of water that are too close together. But Ed, what I was going to say is go to Select Aquatics. That's Greg Sage. That's his thing is Gudeids and Odessa barbs. He has his own strains, and I think that's what Skull's got. He's got a lot of stuff from Greg Sage.
He does. He goes to his place.
Yeah, because they Skull's in like West Kansas and Greg's in eastern Colorado. Mm-hmm. So, he'll do the commute.
Select Aquatics.
Select Aquatics, yeah.
So Greg Killer Kitty has a thing right here, Rico.
Yeah.
She said I can send you some. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Technically, it is a food item.
It's got to be a legitimate food item for human beings.
It is a legitimate food item for human beings.
You can make
a legitimate food item for human beings, and it can be sent.
I believe it was used in Japan and all sorts of stuff, and for salads.
You can make algae chips out of them.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to process stuff either. I'm not.
No, put it in the oven.
No, if you're gonna send me that, you gotta.
I'll send you a barrel of fresh lettuce.
Spread it out on a sheet pan. Put it in the oven, low temp. It'll dry it out to a nice crispy texture.
I told you, I'm not doing work.
There's no work. The oven's doing it all.
I want him to open up the jar and take a fork and start eating.
That's how it's gonna work.
Hey, Jason, your better half is here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Do I have a
Fishy monster.
Hello there, Kirk.
Hey,
what's going on?
How come he's not in your head?
No speeches.
He's always in my head.
No speeches.
Hey, did you call me today? It was today, right? I missed it.
Yeah, I called you and you never answered.
I know.
I
was busy.
Alishon, which ones did you send me? I'm looking at all these pictures, even that Lionese. Even that doesn't look anything like the ones that I have in my tank right now. None of them look like it.
Oh, wait a minute. We're live?
Yes.
Yeah, we're live.
It's not Memorex. I just shut off.
Don't leave.
No, he don't want to show his face.
Face back on there.
There
you go.
Rack's here.
Rack's here.
Rock.
Rack. How you doing?
Rack on.
You see that name, Rico?
Hi, Rack.
Deadrai. Deoadrai. Road. Joe. Doadri.
You're gonna have to educate me on this.
Drioi.
First class fish. Have you heard about the new legislation that will most likely affect our ability to get antibiotics for our fish?
Ooh.
Goes in effect. No, I have not heard of that.
When is this?
I wish you'd just leave us alone.
They got nothing better to do.
Leave us alone.
Yeah, we'll have to leave that alone.
They got nothing better to do.
Interesting.
Government always has to fiddle in things that they don't need to.
What kind of antibiotics? I wonder what the...
What'd you say, Rico?
Sorry, I'm way over here. The Zedeias are actually spawning right now.
Oh, that's cool.
I was trying to get a picture of one of the males just to show you the difference. But they're too active.
Hey, look at that ukulele.
You need to get some strings on that and start playing it.
Rack gave it to me, and I've been coating it with a clear coat. I probably should do. I don't know if I need to do one to the. Oh, I need to do it to the back. Look.
Yeah, I could see the edges. Yeah.
I never even looked at the back till now. So I need to spray the back. But then I think it's going to be done. And then I'll be able to string it and then start going.
Yo, I got one.
Can you play Tiptoe Through Tulips?
Tiptoe tulips.
Dude, this thing's dusty as hell.
Oh my gosh. We should play songs together at
We
the
should.
class.
We could be
Everybody will
like-
think we're cool.
We could be roving musicians.
We'll be bards.
I just
don't
did
know how
a
to-
Google search about antibiotics, aquarium antibiotics, and nothing's coming up about a ban.
Oh, speaking of Rack, he's going to be having a show on the 5th or the 16th to the 1st of July in, I think, Johnsontown, Tennessee. And my family is going to have a family trip, and we're going to go to his show, and then we're going to go out to eat. My family from West Virginia is going to come down to see it too.
Bye, Fishy Mom.
Bye, Fishy Mom.
That was fast.
Bye, Fishy Mon.
He may hit a dead spot. I think he's driving home from work.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Oh, you didn't pull it out, Jason.
I did pull it out.
He was playing it.
I was just stringing it or strumming it.
Do you
Oh,
have
I was too
steel
busy
wool?
talking.
I'm glad I missed the part where Jason pulled it out.
Let me whip this out. Hold on.
At least you're looking at the fish tank.
So, the more I look at
Yours
them,
is generic.
they've
Yeah,
really
mine isn't as
changed.
cool as yours, but
They've really changed quite a bit in the last few months because they used to be a lot more peppery, and now the males are more of a whiter color towards the front and more solid, the blue and then the orange. So they're not as peppery as the ones that as what I was thinking before. I guess
Seems
I
like
just
way
didn't
out of
notice it. I didn't pay that close attention to which ones.
Mine's a jellyfish.
mine is
Oh.
Kayla brand.
Oh, mine is a Arza?
KaylaUkulele.com.
Iser?
I don't know. This is actually the second one I had. I had one before this, but it was like a real piece of junk. This one's actually kind of like a step up. Not
My daughter's
such
got
a piece of
a
junk.
nice ukulele. She's really talented, man. I told
I
her
played it for a little bit. I haven't played this in years, man.
she needs to do more videos because her voice has really come along too, and she's been doing a lot of Credence and a lot of Old Crow medicine show and stuff, and she sounds great. She just needs.
Am
to
I
do some
holding this
video.
right?
First class fish, where are you finding that? I'm doing Google searches for that and I can't find anything.
I'm going to message somebody tomorrow and I'll get back to you.
Oh, wait a minute. Pew
In that
Charitable
industry.
Trusts.
Isn't that how you're supposed to, that's how you know it's in tune. It's supposed to be my dog has fleas.
Master.
My goal is to learn basics on this and then buy a banjo one because they have little banjo ones too.
And what? It's a ukulele or just a little banjo?
It's a banjo ukulele.
Interesting.
So,
Okay, I just found something. It
We'll
says
talk
that the
later.
ban is on for food producing animals. So it shouldn't have anything to do with us. So if it's a
still got fish farms.
yeah, if it's fish farms, it's one thing. But it doesn't say anything about pet trade.
Which
It might
makes
just be
sense. I
banning,
mean,
like, steroids.
they use antibiotics way too much in the food industry for chickens and cows. So that makes sense to limit that a little bit and get that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says this is for food producing animal.
Nathan
Oh,
has
got extra strings.
Yeah, I'm
He
reading it
has
right
two
now.
tanks, 10 or 20 gallon, that won't clear up. Nothing dead except they are just cloudy and milky. He's been doing a bigger water change, still not helping. Any clue what could be happening?
How old are the tanks?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How long have they been up?
That would
Well,
be
and the water
first.
change is just gonna keep making your bacteria bloom
Yeah.
more.
So
Yeah. I had
Less
that
water
happen.
changes.
I had that one.
Also,
I
a
had that
finer
happen.
sponge.
I think it was that tank was well seasoned and it happened. I didn't feed it for like 3 days and didn't turn the lights on. And it helped.
Hi, Steven.
A
Hey,
lot of
Steven?
times, you'll start getting that cloudy thing right before water wants to turn green. I've seen that. It starts to look milky, and then it turns green. So it might just be too much light. The other thing I could suggest is, get a finer filter pad, polish filter in there, kind of suck up some of that stuff. Plus, if it is a bacteria bloom, a lot of times, like, bacteria just needs like a place to colonize. So just let it run.
Now, sometimes if you've added wood, like a sugary wood, that
That'll do it.
I've heard of people having problems with woods that are like fruit woods, and it causes the bacteria to constantly grow because of it's coming out of the wood. And sometimes I've had friends that basically just had to pull the wood. It just doesn't work.
that's
Yeah,
hard.
there's some wood that you can't really put in the water.
Gosh.
Whatever it takes. I mean,
That's it. Are there fish in the tanks? That's the other thing. Is there any kind of livestock in there? Or is it just cycled?
Yeah, and it could be
Oh,
feeding too
Nico.
much. It's not
Yeah,
eating
it
all
could
the
be
food
just
it's
too
eating
much. Yeah.
for feeding. Yeah, it could be a bunch of factors, man. Could be a combination of factors. Could be you're feeding too much and it's too much light.
And is your water company screwing around with your water? That's the
A lot
other
of
thing.
that. Do a lot of flushing this time of year.
Yep.
And do you have a substrate that corridors are just constantly stirring it?
So it's been a long time, almost a year. One tank is 2 years cycled. They were clear a couple weeks ago here. Please fill the meter with filter floss. Nothing added decor-wise. The 10 is Corey Fry. The 20 is small stocking.
I think it's bacteria blooms.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great videos on how to treat bacteria blooms. I would check those out. And because we've given you a few suggestions, but sometimes it's just nice to watch and watch the whole thing and see exactly what's going on. And
Yeah, because they usually go a little more in depth in the video like that.
Well, that and you can see what it is physically, and it could be the same thing that's going on. And help you out better.
Nathan,
Yeah,
if your other
actually
tanks are fine, then you've got some kind of bacterial issue in the two tanks that are clouding up. The only other thing is if after you do a bunch of water changes and whatnot, you can always go with one of those water clearing things. You put
Polisher.
just a couple of drops of those water clarifiers.
Yeah.
That'll knock down a bacteria bloom.
Yeah, but doesn't that just make it form up?
Yeah, but if it forms up, your filter can take it out of the water column.
Okay.
Filter.
Your filter. Like
Filter.
filter. It's filter fish.
And a lot of times, just getting it out of the water column into like a filter is like what it needs. It just needs somewhere to like live.
You just need to get it out. To pump it together. So I mean, you could do that. You could put a polishing filter on there, or if you want to drop a couple of bucks, get yourself a small UV light and stick it in there. Run it for a day, and it'll clear it
That'll
up.
work.
And all you do is then you can just move it around from tank to tank.
Oh, we just lost power in all the house except for this room.
It means somebody tripped a circuit.
It's
What?
your
All the
electric
house?
personality, Ed.
It's so weird. But my fan that's blowing in here is plugged in over there. That is so weird. Okay,
Are
I
your
need to go
fish tank
upstairs and make
lights
sure
on
Dad's not
timers?
messing around.
Yeah, make sure nobody's got like the toaster in the bathtub or anything.
Yeah. Well, we got a fun fact for tonight. There are no aquarium stores in Bar Harbor, Maine.
But you can't say Bar Harbor. It's Bar Harbor. It's Maine, so it's Bar Harbor.
And that's not Boston. It's Maine. It's Bar Harbor.
Boston, Maine, it's still the same. Bar Harbor. Bar Harbor.
They might think otherwise. Okay,
Then
Mom.
we got-
Yes,
Yeah, but they
Mom.
don't count.
Then we got Garcia.
Well, fun fact: up until about a year ago, there was no fish store in Wilmington, North Carolina, except Petco, and I don't count them as a fish store.
Yeah.
My Petco's actually pretty cool.
It's all on who manages it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
before
Bahaba.
COVID, they had a couple of guys running the fish department in the Petco here. I mean, they were bringing in some really nice fish. And during and after COVID, it was garbage. I mean, the guys left. They put somebody in there to they didn't do the job. You would find more stuff floating in the water than swimming.
Oh yeah, it's not cool. Now there's whoever's running this one is they're pretty good at ordering a lot of interesting stuff. Not like the everyday stuff, And I can usually, if I talk to somebody there for whatever.
We're talking about food. Now it's gonna make me hungry.
But I can usually get them to order stuff. Like I got them to order me those blind cave tetras. I got my Celebi's rainbows there a couple of times. They had some half beaks there the other day. I was really thinking about wrestling half beaks. Is that the word?
Yes. Yep. But a wrestling half peak is also a platinum half peak.
Yeah. Well, that's what they look, very platinum like. They look cool. Very tempted.
I have a couple of them.
Do you?
I think they're both the same sex, so.
Mm.
Trying to see.
I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's Petco. But
all right, Ed, what did you discover?
I still have all my timers hooked up to all the fish tanks in the basement for Aquashella, and the timer went out.
I was gonna ask that, but you walked
Yes.
away.
These went out too behind me. I didn't even realize it. But I took the fan off the timer and put it. I don't know why the fan was on a timer. That threw me off.
what are those, like Casa
Oh.
timers?
Looky
Yeah,
here.
I've got those timers everywhere.
The
What's up,
the mechanical
Swampy?
ones, right?
Swampy.
Tom from Swampy Acres. How you
Wow,
doing, man?
Tom, what's up, dude?
Yo,
Oh,
man.
and Garcia is
Haven't
here
seen him
too. I don't know
forever.
if you guys
Yeah.
noticed
Yeah,
Garcia.
Garcia?
You were away. Yes, half beaks are live bears.
I did not know that.
Yep.
They are. It's one of the only live bears I haven't I shouldn't say one of the only. One of the few that I haven't got yet. I've never had a half beak.
Wow.
There's
Well,
some neat half beaks.
Yeah, I might have to check them out if I see them again.
it is
They're neat.
about that time. I need to go to bed.
I hear
Poor
that.
Swampy. Just
I
got
want
here.
to thank
You act
everybody
like
in
you
the
got
chat.
stuff to do.
I want to thank everybody in the chat for showing up tonight and joining us on the Nocturnal Feeding Show. The mods for putting stuff in. The lurkers for being here. I also want to thank Yo Paulie, Rico Stan, Chattanooga Ed, and Depths Unknown for joining us. Do you guys have anything you want to bring up before I click that button?
Nope.
Clean
Trust
your
any of these
tank.
people.
Nope. Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Good times.
Time after time.
And stay fresh, cheese bags.
There you go.
Stay fresh cheese. man.
Stay cheesy, fresh bags.
That's it.
Later.
Later.